1 second. Here we go. I'm starting again because I didn't record. So here we go. Welcome everybody to our Monday night Mastermind Fever Alliance webinar. We are very excited to have you this evening on this call, and we've got some great stuff to share with you. And as usual, before we start, just need to remind you that if you've got any questions, please um, write them down and we will answer your questions at the end of the presentation. And also, you will need to grab a piece of paper and a pen because we've got so much to share with you. And we really hope you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be a good evening spent together. So grab a pen and paper and get ready. Lydia, do you want to say something? A quick hello as well?
Just hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I'm proud of all of you. I've been watching your activity in the group and supporting each other and myself and Aurora, and I really love it. I'm so glad we're all connected.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, quick note, we would like to say a big thank you for everybody who is being active in the Mastermind Fever group. So, yeah, give yourself a big round of applause because this is showing signs of leadership. You know what? Our business is about people, is about working together, is about interacting with one another because you don't know who you're going to meet. So, massive thank you to Peter, to Vivette, to Lindsay, to Sheila, and these people have been great in terms of connecting with one another. And we want to see more of that because anybody could become at some point your mastermind partner and anybody could become your business partner. So if you are nice to the people around you, you know you're going to attract the right people to you as well. So,
And thank you, all of you who've been asking for help because that's that big girl, big boy stuff. And I want to just share this real quickly. Thank you for all the likes, supporting each other with the fan page likes, going to the blogs and the YouTube channels, but let's be consistent. Let's help people get reach on their fan page. Go back and comment once a week. Go back and comment on their blog. That'll really help. Let's not just like and forget. Let's continue to love. Thank you.
like to make it as a part of our daily routine, to comment and help each other. So, after the end of the webinar, we will be having a form inside the group with the people with their YouTube channels and their fan page. So for everybody to go to this paper and the page of everybody, everybody's page, and to like everybody's YouTube channel as well as commenting. And yes, we've got some rising stars, and this is really exciting. So the purpose of this webinar is today to share top marketing strategies. The question being, what are the best marketing strategies to use in your business to promote your business? And then we're going to show you what is possible to achieve with MLSP. And lastly, maybe you won't understand right now, but you will understand towards the end. I'm going to say, step up, you're next.
I'm excited about that.
So am
I
I.
really am. Some people are going to be so surprised.
Yeah. Definitely surprised. So let's carry on. So, what's the best marketing strategies for you to use? And it depends on two things. The first thing is time and money. So, if you have the money, more money than time, you can use it into paid marketing strategies. They are great, they are fast. You can build your list very fast. So even if you are not quite sure about how to talk to people on the phone, how to do several things in terms of marketing, but the more leads you've got, the more chances you will have people joining you in your business, joining you in MLSP. So basically, what you lack in skills, you get it through the number of leads that you generated through solo ads, for instance, pay per view, or Facebook pay per click. So now solo ads, you've got some great internet marketers. They've got some very long list. They've got list of thousands of people, and what they do, they are willing to rent their list, their Aweber list, to other entrepreneurs for them to market their own products, their own MLSP MLSP lead capture pages, for instance, or any affiliate product you may have, and they do that for a small fee. So that does work very well as Facebook pay per click. So they are great, but you need to understand that when you do paid strategies, you need to be prepared to lose, in brackets, some money. In a sense that when you start, you don't know who is the best solo provider for your ads. So you're going to spend some money, maybe you're going to have some clicks, but the people really are not really interested in what you have to offer. And the same for Facebook pay per click. You're not sure about the right settings, the right picture to use, and you need to test and to tweak, so on and so forth. And you need to be prepared to at least spend $100 to $200 even a month and see what works for you, and then say, all right, with this guy that worked very well, I can use this guy for my solo ad. With this person, with my Facebook pay per click, I know I can put this amount of money and I'm going to get this result because I've tweaked the picture, I've changed the text, so on and so forth. So you need to be prepared to use your money and realize that it's not going to work all the time, but you're trying and testing it, and it's very important. These strategies work, they definitely work, but you need to put the money in. Now, if you have more time than money, you can use free Facebook marketing, and you can use Twitter, blogging, article marketing, or social media in general. And in the back office of MLSP, you will find loads of great information to help you develop your Facebook marketing strategy, like the free marketing strategy, or either work on Twitter or anything you want. So these strategies are great because most of them are free or very very little investment for you to make, but they can require some time. And it's really for you, like, to strike a balance and see what is best for you. And again, when we say a marketing strategy, usually, if you do Facebook marketing, it could be that you are creating a video and then you are syndicating your video on Facebook, and then you actually check the number of likes and results. So it's not only just Facebook, it is actually Facebook and something else, and another strategy, again, like blogging, all put together. So that could be part of your strategy, which can really include several techniques altogether. So you need to find out the pros and cons. If you've got money or time, it's really up to you. But the truth is the following: whichever marketing strategy you are going to decide, it is going to work if you apply yourself and if you make it work until the end. It is not a matter of trying one day, one week, a month, and expecting massive results. It's really like over time, day in, day out, you've got this compound effect where after a while you can actually see the big picture, either in paid strategies or in free marketing strategies. So it's really up to you to make it work and to see it through. So that being said, we're going to have a great, powerful training with Lydia concerning Twitter. So, Lydia, if you are ready, my sweetheart, it,
I'm ready. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Okay, everyone, I'm just going to go through some quick Twitter basics since we have a lot of information for you. But in case some of you are on Twitter already or thinking about it, I wanted to make sure you're off to a great start. So I hope you find this information helpful. So the first thing we're going to go over, go to the next one. Okay, why be on Twitter? Well, I recently read, actually the other day, read an article on Forbes that when it came to business lead generation, Twitter actually beat out Facebook and LinkedIn. It's a place that is the eighth most visited website in the world. Number one is Google, and number two is Facebook. Approximately 150 million people use Twitter. Half use it daily. They tweet daily. And 55% of the Twitter users are mobile users. And that's good information to have if your website, your blog is optimized for mobile and your ads and lead capture page, to know that a lot of people will find you using their mobile phone. People just don't stay off of the social media sites because they leave their homes. So that's a good reason to know that there's a lot of business going on over at Twitter, and you can be a part of it. So the next thing, if you can go to the next slide, thank you. So on your profile, think about what you want to brand. Some people brand their company, but you want to brand yourself and you don't want your profile to be all salesy. Similar to any other social media network, you want people to see your face and get to know and like you so they'll trust you and want to do business with you. A salesy page tells a person, oh, she's about oatmeal and I'm not interested in oatmeal. I like cream of wheat. So I don't have to go back and see her profile anymore. You don't want people to dismiss you. You want them to get to know you so that they'll see more about you on the page than your product. After they like you, they'll pay attention to, oh, he or she has a link up there. I'll click that and see what they're about. And then you guide them to your main page or your fan page or wherever you like. So make sure you're smiling and no logos. I very rarely, unless it's a big company, follow back someone with a logo. It makes me feel like you're hiding something. I want to know you. So I'm going to give you some examples about some do's and don'ts of profiles. This next Twitter profile I created for this young lady. She was with Passion Parties. It's real simple. On Twitter, you can't click the links of the name, but it's nice to let people know that if they type in her name in a search on Facebook, they could find her there. They could stay tuned on YouTube because we were working on her YouTube channel. So that's really nice and simple. So the next page will show you that when she switched companies, she wanted it to show a little bit about her business, but everything's to the left. It doesn't camouflage her face. Everything's nice and simple, and you don't miss that Leslie is there. So just for a sample for this presentation, I wanted to show you what we could do with the page, but it's a don't. So I switched something around on her page. On the next slide, you'll see what I did was make the ad all over the place. It's just too much on the eye. Look, suppose I weigh 120 pounds, I don't want to lose weight. And all I see is lose weight now. Well, that doesn't apply to me. Skinny body now. That doesn't apply to me. Who cares? I miss out on Leslie's face. I don't even want to know. I don't even think that her link might go to something different. She might have a link to a page, a blog about helpful tips, just being healthy, but I would never know because I'm going to assume it's about skinny. So you kind of like turn the person off because it's too much. I would have preferred to see more pictures of her, maybe at the beach or doing something else, wedding, getting engaged, but not all about the product. It just tells me that's all you want me to know about you. So I wouldn't go back. So just for the purposes of this training, switched it to this, but the other page you saw is more in line with what you want. So it's important to know on Twitter that there's two things going on. Some consider it bad news, some consider it good news, but it's really all good. Everyone out there is selling, and everybody's out there that's selling, but not everybody's making money. So if you're in MLSP, one thing is good. You can market to those people. Show them how it can help them with their business. It's good for any business. The other thing, if you're not an MLSP, some of those folks are talking about a company that they could possibly be frustrated with and don't want to be involved with anymore. So don't think just because everybody's presenting stuff, because they're not going to tell you they're unhappy out to the public, that you don't belong there. You just need to do things a little bit different so you can stand out. So, some of the things to know about the etiquette is don't spam like any other social network. Don't tweet your product and service all day long. People will unfollow you, they'll dismiss you, they'll forget about you so easy, and it's so subtle you won't even notice they're gone unless you're using some of the other tools. What happens is they'll unfollow you and you'll have so many you won't know. And then their information is getting to your contact and your information is just going nowhere. So do quotes and status updates about what you're doing. Know the difference between personal and private. It's okay to talk about you went to lunch with your honey bunny baby boo, but you don't take it any further. You don't have to talk about how you rub feet under the table and all that kind of stuff. People don't want to hear that. It's just the personal touch, not private. Some people just go too far and they think it's funny, but once it's out there, my thing is if I think about posting something, if my gut tells me I don't know, it doesn't get out there. I'd be like, no, maybe that's funny to me, but not to everybody else. So be careful how many followers you do a day. Some people tell you 25 to 50, but sometimes Twitter's just as moody as Facebook. I keep it to about 10. It's just worth it for me to stay out of jail on Facebook and Twitter that I just don't get trigger happy with. I post enough that, and I have some methods that I learned along the way. I'll share with you that more people are asking me to follow it and they're following me and asking me to be friends, then I have to do it like when I first started. But you don't want to get slapped because that downsizes your marketing time. So on the next slide, I'm going to tell you about, if you could click that for me, there's some basics. It's 140 characters. I struggled with that in the beginning, but who knew that you could really say so much in 140 characters? It even helped me get better with shortening my headlines for my blog.
Mm.
So when you see at and a Twitter name, that means mention. That means that person's going to see that that you mentioned them. So you can say happy holiday to a person directly, or you could say it in general to go out to everyone. If someone retweets your information, do a at their name and thank them every time. Now, how you find out if someone's mentioned you, when you go to your page on Twitter, hit the keys G and R simultaneously. And every time someone mentions you, it will come up if they retweeted you or mentioned you. So you'll be able to not forget to go in and hit reply and thank them. The other thing is when someone does D Twitter name, that sends a private message. I don't use a private message on Twitter, and I'll tell you why. When someone follows me, I like to send them a thank you right out in public and tell them have a wonderful, amazing day, or I love your blog, or whatever, because I want their people, I want their followers to see me. These people usually respond back to you, and their followers will see that. Since I've been doing it that way, I've received a high increase in people following me. So I really like that because people like attention. So on the next slide, so what I want to tell you is that I'll mention that I've been in their fan page if I have just something. If I haven't seen too much about them, I'll just tell them I hope you have an amazing business building day. Something really personal. So this is my standard for following and don't follow. I follow those who follow me if their information is appropriate. I don't follow too much about lingerie, jewelry, and stuff unless I notice that person is into network marketing and they're posting stuff like that. I try to keep my niche consistent unless I use the list feature, just so as not to confuse me. I try to keep the order, and it works for me. You can do what you want. I follow people who show a picture of themselves. I'll even accept their puppy sometimes if it's adorable. But the Twitter avatar, I just figure, what are you hiding? When you have time to let me know who you are, I'll do it. There's a lot of spam on Twitter if you don't watch for it, the little girls with the all little messages. But I don't want my these people to have access to my followers and then they have to remove me to get removed from something else. If there isn't a description of what the person is about and I can't check up on what they're doing, I'll wait a while before I follow them back to see what's going on with them. I just try to be as protective as I can about hackers and spam. It's not that you have to worry about that on that site, but you do on Facebook too. So I'm selective, just like I meet people in person. I'm very selective of who I let into my circle. I
Oh,
usually don't follow people who don't follow me back unless they're really big, like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. They didn't know this is me. But I really like to hear what's going on with them. And there are some leaders that have followed me back just based on what I tweet. And that I tweet and I mention them and their products. So they like having fans and they follow me back. But I just don't think that that's good spirited that you want access to the people who follow me, but you won't let me have access with my tweets to your people. And that so you come up with your own standards to follow. This is an example of I want to show you when I get an email that someone is following me. I don't just click follow. You see where it says at Denny Coates? Well, in your email, you'll see that. I click that and it takes me to his page. And then I click the little figurine of looks like a man. I click that. And if it says send a direct message, that means that person is still following me. So if all the other stuff I mentioned applies, I will follow them back. The reason I do that is because you have some people out there who have hired people who go around and follow, 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 and so they don't reach their limits, they go back in and they unfollow you because there are people that just quick to hit follow back and don't check. Well, I check, and I think that if I just got an email today or yesterday saying you followed me, and I go in and you've unfollowed me, I know you're playing that game. So I won't follow a person if I don't see that send a direct message there. And then after I follow them, I go down to where you see it says tweet to Denny. Usually I will go check out the person's link, their webpage or their blog. Just real quick, it doesn't take a lot of time when you get used to it and you learn not to get stuck because you don't want to see everything. I just want to see something that appeals to me. I come back and I go at Denny Coates. Um, Thank you so much for following me. I was on your blog today and I loved your conversation, your post about blah, 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 blah. And I send it. And more often, very much more often than not, that person will send me back a nice personal message. And I want my people and their followers to see that because it's not private. And then people start following me because if they really like that person, they be like, she might be somebody because he's paying her attention. And that's how I do it. That's my tip. And I've gotten more followers since doing that. So the next thing is, I hope I don't speak too fast. That's the New Yorker in me. So the next thing is crush it daily. Read, comment, and retweet 10 times a day if you're on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, do the same things on Facebook until you build up your following on your fan page. Be active so people can see you. Um, be active on your blog. Whatever you're using is crush it daily. Be consistent, persistent. Search out and follow about 20 leaders, maybe 10 a day on Twitter. You go up in the search button and you type in network marketing, social media, home, work at home moms, WHM, or bloggers. And when you see names come up, and if you see that they have a large following, and you could tell, I mean, if somebody has 17,000 people following them and they're only following 20 back, that's a bad sign for me. It depends. You'd better be my favorite author if I'm going to follow you, because that's just someone who really just doesn't care about following people back. So I want to feel important too. That's just ego. Anyway, so there's some tools. There's some tools. Twillo.com. It's an easy way to find uh, Twitter followers. Excuse the misspelling. Twitter followers. Find someone of influence in your market niche and follow them. some people like Ray Higdon, I don't know how long it took got to get him to follow me back, but he did. Um, Probably when I became engaging, because in the beginning I was following, I wasn't a couple of years ago. When I became engaging, I was like, oh wow, he's following me back. But I was giving him kudos and stuff and mentioning his name. So follow people because right now those seven-figure earners is more important for me to keep up what they're doing than for them to keep up with what I'm doing. So I don't mind if they're not following back. So create one piece of content on your blog, take a snippet of it, turn it into 40 words, or just post the link in Twitter or on Facebook so people can go back. You have to funnel these things. You just have to learn how to funnel. And the other thing is if you're linking your blog post on your Twitter, and it brings up all this extra data, minimize that because sometimes when people retweet your information, they want to say something like, oh, I love this. So we don't want to use up all 140 characters. We want to leave them some room. Okay. And then, last but not least, right? Okay. Here are some resources for automating your Twitter. Market Me Sweet has a free version. Hootsuite I love. It has a free and paid version. Social Oomph is good for all your social medias and your blog posts. I don't bother with the free version. It really doesn't give you. It's so limiting, but when you're ready to pay for it, it's dynamite. It really is. Outsourcing your social media could be costly, but later on, when you're making big money, that is something you need to think about do because the whole point is to automate your business, have fun, share time with yourself and your family. I don't automate tweets unless I'm traveling, which is about twice a month because particularly if I have a campaign, I want a lot of my information going out. But if I'm home in my home office, I do everything manually because I like to connect and for people to see I'm being personal. And I definitely don't automate direct messages at all. They'll just have to wait until I come back. So I hope you enjoy that. I think that was the last slide for me. Is that so?
No, no, no.
Oh no, there's more. Oh yay! I
Yeah.
received this from LinkedIn. You have one of the top 5% most viewed LinkedIn profiles for 2012. That's exactly how I read it. My ego
Ooh,
got in the way. I was so excited. It's
yeah.
like all my hard work, they see me. I like that. And then I was surprised. David Wood gave me a shout out and said nice. And I like that because other people see that. And when you do more, you'll see other people doing things. I gotta tell you, you all of us are working hard. And I don't care what anybody say. When a leader in the community acknowledges you, other people see that and then
Yeah.
try to figure out what you're doing. The bottom line, it means something. Okay, and it means something to me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm patting myself on the back. I was like, LinkedIn gave it to me. And then David Wood gave me a high five. And I was like, okay, extra donut today. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebrate your success. Definitely.
That's right. And you let people know it's not being vain.
Yeah.
Whatever milestones you accomplish, you post it on Facebook or Twitter. Let us all celebrate.
Yeah.
I think that
Fantastic.
was my last call. The curtain came down.
Well, that was awesome. I really enjoyed this training because I'm not really too familiar with Twitter, but what I understood from the mention right there is that it works a bit like Facebook, where when you tag somebody, they actually do receive an email personally in their inbox, and it makes it like much more personal, and it's where you can build relationship as well with people because they see the message on Facebook, but they also receive it in their mailbox. So that was a great training. I really needed to learn a bit more and to know a bit more about this free strategy, which is Twitter, and which can help you generate leads for your own business. So, as again, paid strategies are great, free strategies are great as well, and you can learn a lot from these. So now I'm going to conduct the next training, which is going to be um, a live session, live training on what I do every day with Facebook to generate my leads. Um, Recently, I mean, actually now it's been over a month and a half, but I managed to sponsor something like 70 people into a new business venture I started, and it was mainly through Facebook marketing. So initially, I think I was living in denial. For me, Facebook was a waste of time. And I thought, well, I have no time thinking about, I had my hair done and, I broke my nails, and just talking like foolishness, on Facebook. But actually, after realizing that I was doing videos and articles, Facebook was actually the key place where I was generating leads. And this is what I want to share with you live. So this is what I do when I go to Facebook. Oops. I would go first of all to my page right there. And what I was doing is post a message in various groups. Like, for instance, right here, you can see the groups I'm being involved in. So one is network marketers, another one is entrepreneurs, another one is MLM post or advertising. So the way I find these groups is simply by going at the top of the Facebook page, and next to the magnifying glass, I would type in network marketing, and then I would click just right here. Now, by doing that, I'm going to have a mix of fan pages as well as groups. So on the left hand side, I will simply be clicking on groups. And by clicking on groups, now it doesn't say anything on the side here because I've already joined these groups. And I believe the maximum is probably around 150 groups per account. Now, if I were to try this one here, I can't because it's a closed group, like our group, Mastermind Fever Alliance is a closed group. But this one here, network marketing with more than 3,000 members, I would simply click on join, and then I would have access to all these different groups. So this is what happened. I've started sharing my content on all these different groups manually by using an app called Post Planner, because initially I was doing it manually, and that was taking me about 3 hours to do, and I said never again. It was too much, too much. So with this post planner, whenever I post something, I've got about five leads, 4 to 5 leads a day coming through that. So it's quite powerful. So not only do I syndicate lead capture pages from MLSP, but because I've created some sales funnels for my two other businesses, I syndicate that as well. So in total, I can make, a good 8 to 10, sometimes 10 leads a day, which is quite powerful just because I'm using this app called Post Planner. So I would go there. I've created a list already. Click on my Facebook group syndication list. I've got more than 100 groups right here. I would type in something like check this great training on Wednesday. Today is 18, 19, 20. So Wednesday the 20th. Is it correct? Wednesday the 20th at
Yeah.
9 p.m. EST. MLST, MLSP is changing lives, for instance. Then I would simply enter a link, weekly webinars, and put a tracking code saying that it's actually Facebook. So Facebook, and we are the 18th of the second 13. And then I would click on attach. I can change the thumbnail, and then I can post it, and it's going to go into all these different groups. Now, if I wanted this post to be syndicated every week, I would simply need to click on repeat every 3 days or maybe 7 days or how many days I want. And right there, I can decide when I want to stop syndicating this type of post. And what is actually quite interesting, once I've done that, I would simply check a few hours later, I would check the number of likes that I've got. I would check, along and see if there is anything which shows that somebody showed some interest with my post, and then I will get back to them, interact with them, and it's how basically we I engage with the people I come across on Facebook. The other thing that I do as well is writing quotes, for instance. So if we go right there, let's say on my fan page. So on my fan page, when I've got somebody coming to my page, I interact with them as well. Like I've got this massive picture here, So it started with a quote. So your time is limited. Don't don't waste it living somebody else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking, so on and so forth. And then I had a lead capture page, leading to the MLSP lead capture page. And then I had some people commenting. So what I do, I send them a private message like this, and I go right there and I say, hey, thank you very much for liking my post. How are you doing? So then I'm actually building up, on this relationship. And by simply going in the middle right there, I can check what we've been talking about. And something which does work a lot is, because, as I said to you, I'm syndicating a lot of my content on Facebook groups. Before, I used to be able to send Facebook friend requests, but I got banned quite a few times, and I was actually fed up of doing that, even if it was like 5 or even 10 people a day, which is not like a lot. So, because I've been syndicating in so many groups, now I've got people contacting me and asking me to become their friends. So, this is what I do daily. I would, for instance, go to this profile there. I've got quite a few, and I need to reply to. But I would go, let's say, to Troy. I'm like, okay, he wants to be my friend. We've got 20 friends in common. And the first thing I will be doing is actually check what's going on this page. Okay. So far, so good. The profile is fine. There are some people here that I can recognize who are in MLSP. So this person is probably in MLSP. And I would simply confirm and then send a private message saying, hiya, Troy. How are you doing? And I would say, thank you very much for adding me as a friend. And then I would finish with a question saying, what do you do? Because by asking that, I'm actually prompting him to say something. So I'm going to send that. If he replies, great. If he doesn't, it's not a problem. But this is the kind of conversation you can have. This guy, Paul, sent me a friend request, and I say, thanks for adding me as a friend. How are you doing? Nice Facebook background. What do you do exactly? And then it tells me, he says that he's all right, he's in exhibition and construction industry, and then he's asking me, what are you up to? Oh wow, so you are in England. So he lives in England, and I said that I'm in Bristol. And he said to me he was in Herbalife, and I say, these are like the businesses I'm involved in. And then we start having a conversation from there. And I finish by saying, have you heard of them? Have you heard about them? And I think this is a powerful question, because whenever I ask that, the person would say yes and no. And most of the time, if they say no, they would say, so what is it exactly? And then I would carry on and say, well, you don't have to sponsor. I mean, I make it like I build it up so it creates some interest in them. And then I would say, would it be okay to send you some information to review? And that's how actually we keep our conversation going. I invited him to the mastermind group, and we are going to connect together on Skype. So whenever I can, I add those people onto Skype to speak to them personally. Talking to people is absolutely crucial to make it happen and to generate leads online. I had this guy right here called Peter. So Peter was telling me that he was in MCA, and then he asked me if I was interested in MCA. When I said it's actually only available in the UK, he told me he was doing CPA, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I was doing also CPA marketing, but I got fed up of recruiting and all of that." So it's how we started building a relationship, and he's going to join one of my businesses as well. All of that by saying, like, what do you do, and can I give you some information to review? That works quite a lot. That works very well. This person here contacted me through the top 50 MLM blogs. So she saw my information, and then she said, I went through some of your sites and would really need to speak to you before I make a commitment. So she saw my information on my fan page, and then she wanted to connect with me. And by connecting with me, eventually she joined me in MLSP because I spoke to her again physically on Skype. So all of that is very important to build up your MLSP. To have more leads coming through your MLSP and more people joining you in MLSP, as well as building your business. So that would be like the main things that I do with Facebook, which is like helping me to get great results. And the main tool that I use is called Post Planner. So it's nothing technical, nothing complicated, nothing hard to understand, but very powerful. You ask them what they're doing, and then they ask you what you're doing, and you say, well, have you heard about that? And then it's how you build up your relationship with the person. And what I do, i would get my my diary, put it down on paper to make sure that I follow up with these people. I take it seriously as if it was a business. And that's the end now for this free Facebook strategy. Now, the reason why I found this very exciting, and would it be either a training on Twitter or would it be a training on Facebook? But what we are telling you and what MLSP is saying is so powerful that it not only changes life because you get, let's say, $100 or $1,000 commission a month, but it can completely change your life and the way you see MLSP is not only about lead capture pages. And that is how I came across this amazing lady right here. And this is, I want to share with you like what MLSP can do for you beyond just being a system for network marketers. I came across Mia Davis a few years ago now, and she was doing video marketing. And I was like, right, yes, she looked always prim and proper, beautiful hair, beautiful makeup, beautiful everything. And I thought, no way that I start doing videos. I can't compete with this lady. She's a professional. And I was like, gosh, she's so pretty. She looks so great. And I remember receiving emails from her from 2011. And the reason why I got interested to go back to her content is when I realized that she was mentioned in a few places online, such as Forbes. So she was featured in Forbes, she was featured in USA Today, she was featured in ABC. And I was like, hold on a second. Mia Davis has been mentioned in Forbes. Wow. So they said the YouTube marketing maven Maya Davis will be presenting um, for the San Diego business experts. And I thought, what's going on here? I wonder where she's from. I think I've actually seen her in MLSP. I thought, her in MLSP? So then I start digging a bit deeper and I went into a Facebook fan page and I went to a Facebook profile and here we go. You see Mia Davis, being a guest speaker at an event. She's with who? David Wood and Jonathan Bird. She's with Tracy Walker, very successful lady as well online. She's with Cedric Harris. She's with Layla Black, with Adam Chandler. So yes, she is with the MLSP people. And also right there, at the Hilton, she's having her own conference taking place there. I'm like, this is quite powerful. So are you telling me that she started off from MLSP and now she was able to explore the business to that level? Like right there, at the bottom you can see her again with Ray Higdon and Jessica, his wife. And that was simply incredible. So when I checked on the blog, it was simply saying that MLSP is for leaders to take their game to the next level. And just at the bottom, she's being awarded, she was given, an award for a great work. And I thought this is powerful because this is what MLSP can do. Now, I don't think she's anymore in network marketing, but what she does, she's actually creating her own product, like the one you can see there. I'm not an affiliate of Maya Davis, but she's got the video recruiting formula. She's having her own webinars. She's a guest speaker in loads of different events. So she made it really, really big. All of that by using MLSP, by using the strategies that MLSP was providing. She's known as a social media guru. So would it be again, on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on video marketing or article marketing? The more you learn from this system, then you can actually transform it, bring it to the next level, bring it to the next level um, and be a speaker on stage. And this is what she does all day. She's very successful in what she does because of MLSP. And she literally brought it to the next level, which is now bringing it to us. All of us in this community that we've got in the Mastermind Fever group, would it be a Lindsay? Would it be a Peter? Would it be a Connie? Would it be a Joyce, a Lillian, a Candace, a Jacob, a Ruth, a Marjorie, a Sharon, Shelat, and Delia Vendolin? Anybody in this team has the potential to become somebody like that. I mean, for ladies, not for men, obviously. But just to say that this is amazing to know that we've got this ability to bring our business to the next level, to connect with some amazing leaders in the industry. But these leaders haven't been, they haven't been created, I mean, they haven't been born leaders, they have been created. And I know and I can sense that in this group, we've got loads of people with massive potential, which can really like change the game. And that is the reason why we are really encouraging in this mastermind fever group for you to connect with as many people as you can. Because you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know who is going to be the next star. To be nice and friendly with anybody and to help anyone you can, to stand out, to help anyone, even if you know you're not going to get anything in return, to connect with the people in the group and start seeing who could potentially be your mastermind partner, answering questions when people are posting, a comment on the page. Make this group your own. It is not like as if it was my group with Lydia, and we've created it. It's ours to run. It is yours to run, and you can leverage it. You can, for instance, when you start prospecting on Facebook or on Twitter, if somebody tells you, you know what, I'm struggling in my business, I don't know how to do A, B, C, and D, Obviously recommend them MLSP, but also tell them that you are an admin, in a group, and you would like to invite them because you will be able to look after them and start masterminding together. Just bring something else to increase your value when you prospect, and be a leader by taking massive action, even if it doesn't seem like a lot initially, just to connect with one person after the other. But as I said, you don't know who you're going to meet. Like the other day, somebody contacted me and said, "You know what? I've been looking at your work on Facebook. I really like what you're doing. I would like to do a joint venture with you. I would like to recommend you to an amazing group of people who are able to bring my business to the next level." And I'm like, wow. And all of that by being persistent, taking action, connecting with the right people, either in MLSP or outside of MLSP and in our group, and liaising with one person and then the other, you start becoming more attractive to the people within the group itself. And you could even find your next business partner. Who knows? And this is what, working day in, day out, one day at a time with this book, The Slight Edge from Jeff Olson, is what is actually teaching us how to bring our business to the next level by doing one single tiny thing one day at a time, even if it doesn't seem significant, but it has a powerful impact. So remember, all of us in this group are very important, very precious, and we can bring so much to one another. So that being said, if you haven't joined our mailing list to receive weekly tasks, you will need to go to bit.ly/weekly task. And our task for next week is the following. Again, you will need to plan out your week. And if you could also get access to this incredible book called the Slide Edge. It could be a hardback copy or it could be an audiobook. Do whatever is required, for you to listen to it. I've got the book. Connect at least with 3 people within the group. Start building relationships. We can already see some rising stars inside the group, which is powerful. Engage in conversations. Make yourself helpful. And this is this page right there. So you've got the 100-day mastermind challenge fever plan. So fill in that plan, for the next week to come, so you know what to do during your week. Expose MLSP, have more exposure for your MLSP as well as your primary business. Put your points. Listen to self development. With the MLSP wake up calls. And this is the book, The Slight Age, that I recommend you for you to read. And finally, connect with people. And now we've got a challenge for you. The challenge being the following. We've been together now for about 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's actually starting in our third week. And we are looking for our next webinar for Lydia. Would you want to say?
I didn't say anything. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, do you want to say it? What's going to happen?
Oh, no. Go ahead. You're doing good. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically, you are next. We want 3 people who would be willing to do the next webinar. So it means probably spending like 15 minutes each, on any topic you will find which would be relevant to our team to make it grow. So you get more exposure, you get more practice in terms of doing webinars, and even soon conducting like your own webinars, because it has an incredible value and impact. When I prospect people on Facebook and I say, I'm hosting a webinar this evening, it's like, that sounds good. I've got a leader there, on Facebook. Great. Yeah, let me, yeah, send me the link. I want to join. I want to find out. And even you, in terms of posture, it gives you so much posture and confidence, but it's a great thing to do. And we want to be the next leaders, we want to be the ones on the leaderboard, we want to be the ones having success. And our group is like a safe haven for you to practice your skills. Either it goes well or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's about practice and experiencing and making it happen. So we are we will be looking for 3 people. Sorry, give me 1 second, I drink some water. Thank you. So we will be looking for at least 3 people who would be willing to conduct the next webinar. And obviously, we're going to help you out to set that up. But challenging yourself is very important. Not really understanding fully what you're doing is one thing, but just saying, I want to do it because I know it's going to help me. This is the spirit. This is what we're looking for. This is what people outside are looking for. They're looking for leaders. Sorry. They're looking for leaders who want to bring their business to the next level.
There's no pressure, but we'd like to help you set it up and get it all ready. We'll have the tools for you. So, what would make life easier is if you're interested, you inbox us tonight.
Yep. In the
No
box.
second thoughts, just inbox us. Don't worry about what your topic is or anything. Say, I'd like to be one of those 3. And we'll start working with the first 3 to send that message in tonight. Don't second guess. Don't think about it. This is the opportunity you'll be presenting to the group. Some you already know just from posting in the group, so no fear. It's for practice to up your game and then schedule your real webinar when we get through.
Yeah. So that would be really good. That would be really good because what we want to do eventually is have some top guys, in MLSP to bring them along and for them to share some tips with us. Just write down quickly in the question box. I mean, would you like to have, for instance, hey, why not? Let's try. Let's be crazy. Let's think about it. What about having like
Oh, first one in. We got one in.
one in?
Lindsay. Lindsay.
Yeah.
All
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
right, now we
Well
need 2
done.
more. Come on, don't think about it.
Yeah. Well done, Lindsay. So now imagine if we had, for instance, Brian Fanale, or if we had the bluesman of MLM just coming for 2 minutes and give us some nuggets. How good would that be? You know,
Got another one. We got Candace. We need one more.
ooh, can
Yay! Where the
so
guys at? Where the guys at? Come on, guys.
yeah, we need a guy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about starting. Just starting
And
one
just
one thing.
started and practicing with your own group. If you can't do it in front of your own group, come on, because we're here to help each other out.
And do you know why we're saying that? I remember, I think it was about 2 years ago. I was on David Wood's blog and he was giving some incredible tips. And one of them was, if you want to have massive exposure for your business or whatever you're doing, do webinars. And at the time, I was like, do webinars? Terrible, scary, and all of that. But hey, you're actually behind the computer. Nobody knows if you got your pajamas on, or if you got your wedding dress on, you got your suit on. You actually safe behind your computer, and you can have um, pages like this. When you talk over the pages, you just have to set them up and just let the flow go. And this is what it is really. So when he said that, I thought if it's coming from a top leader, it has to be true. So um, that's why we're trying. We want to apply that. We want to help you go to that next level, because even if it seems a bit scary initially, but then you're like, oh my gosh, is that it?
Oh, Peter's in. Okay, we got our 3.
Yay!
Congratulations. We got Peter, Lindsay, and Candace. That's the first round. I hope everyone comes out to support them next Monday. We're going to be working with you guys this week to get it together. You get your PowerPoint slides together. Just figure out your pertinent information you want to include in 15 minutes to get your practice in. And we're all going to be there to cheer them on, right, folks? Put that on your calendar. It'll be Monday. And you, all three of you, you could contact Aurora I all through the week to support. If you want to email us your slides to take a look at before Monday, do it. Try to be on point, just not like wait till Sunday. And whatever questions you may have, your topic, you decide. Thank you so much. Congratulations for stepping up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's have a quick. Can we have Candace and the other ones sharing why they want to do that? I mean, what made them
Sure.
make this decision? So, Candace, you're
Yeah.
first. If you want to say something. Hello,
Hi,
darling.
Aurora. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, darling. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, the reason that I want to do it is I'm really nervous about doing it. So
Mm,
for me, that's a sign that I definitely need to do it, if that makes sense.
excellent.
Because of the fact that I'm so nervous about it, it's like, oh, well, then I really need to be doing this. And I want to be a leader and I want to be successful. And I've done that in the past with things, where I'd hide in the background and wouldn't volunteer. You got to change those old habits that aren't working for you. That's certainly a habit that's not working for me. So that's why I want to do it.
Fantastic. This is the exact attitude. That's perfect. Absolutely. I'm scared, so I'm doing it. That's the way it is. Thank you so much, Candace. Thank you.
No problem.
So who was
Lillian says she's having trouble with the audio.
okay? So
Anybody else had any trouble? Could you let us know?
okay, Lindsay, can you say something? Oh,
Lillian Green said she had trouble.
Lillian Green. Yeah, I can't see a mic. The mic is not there.
Who, mine?
No, Lillian. Lillian's mic is not on. I can't see any mic for her there.
I think she said she's having trouble with the audio, hearing.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I could do. Um, Lindsay, can you hear us?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, brilliant.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
Lindsay, did you have trouble with audio?
No, not at all. I've heard you guys throughout the whole thing.
Oh, okay, great.
Sorry, Lillian. I don't know if she needs maybe to log out and then come back in again. I don't know if it's going to allow her. No, no, no. She will be out. Okay. Sorry about that, Lillian. So Lindsay, can you hear us? Yeah, Lindsay.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, awesome. So
Hi there,
yeah,
can you hear me?
yes. So tell us then, why did you decide to jump on board?
Well, originally you said don't think about it, so I didn't, and I just threw my name out in the hat. But similar to what everybody was saying, I want to be a leader. I want to take my business to the next level, and I want to challenge myself beyond all my comfort zones. And I don't hate speaking in front of people, but I definitely don't love it either. So it's something that I think I want to get better at, because long term, I want to be a leader on stage. I want to be talking to everybody, and this is a stepping stone to get there.
Fantastic.
Great, great. Grace for stepping out.
Yeah, great videos as well, by the way.
I was about to say that, so I said I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that's awesome. Thank you very much, Lindsay. So I'm going to unmute you now. To mute you, I mean. And then we've got Peter. So, Peter, can you hear us?
Can you can you yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Okay. I have to say pretty much the same thing as the other two. Uh, and if anybody didn't see my post today by T. Harv Eker, is the fear is just driving me crazy. And the minute I heard you guys talk about the challenge, I felt like about 5 bricks in my stomach, all start moving at once. and it was a whole lot more than butterflies. I'll tell you that. But I learned I learned at the seminar, you know, and they talked so much about the fear. And one of the exercises at the seminar was to you get a partner, and the partner places an arrow on your neck and pushes the arrow until it breaks. And a lot of people were afraid of doing that. It wasn't a sharp one, but still, you could have hurt yourself. It was if it was done wrongly. And you know, I have this fear of the telephone. I have fear of connecting with people, looking foolish, fear of change, fear of rejection, fear of looking, fear of disapproval, and I think one of the biggest ones for me is even fear of success.
Mm.
So, you know, I really want to make this work for me. I really want to become a leader. I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Uh, your webinar tonight was jam-packed with value, and the way you present it is so awesome. I connect with you and relate with you guys so well. And I just feel that this is the right place for me to start and practice and face my fears.
Wow. Awesome.
That's great. Awesome. I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Oh
Peter.
yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm a part of this group. You know, it's really doing. I don't remember having listened with so much interest to any webinar
Mm.
really before. Many of them have been really good, but you know, I was just all ears. You know? It was just so nice listening to you, and I could, you know, you talked about everything that I'm dealing with, and it was so helpful.
This is powerful. This is really good, and we really thank you for that, Peter, because the reality is that anybody in this group can have so much success. You know, like when I was looking at this lady, Mia Davis, and the people she was hanging around with, is as if it was like maybe like 3 years ago. It was like a team, strong team of people working together to have success. It's simply incredible. When you see this picture right here, this picture here is packed with people who are very successful now in in their business because they took it seriously, because they were fearful, but they knew they had to make it happen. Because leaders become leaders in a sense that they do what other people are not prepared to do, and that's the beauty about it. So if we can do exactly the same thing, encourage each other, challenge each other, is going to be absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much again for this quick testimonial, Peter.
The thing there's two things I like to ask of you guys is one, if you can go into Facebook and make a short comment about the webinar you were on, and you know, and what you thought about it. That's helpful to the group. That's also helpful to uh, Aurora and I's efforts. And also, I'd like you to remember what Aurora said about inviting other people into the group. This is when you're going to start stepping up as leaders. You don't wait for someone to tell you a leader. If there's someone out there that you're connecting with that you think can benefit, you could reach out to them and ask them would they like to be a part of the group. Just let us know the name so you can add them and we'll let them in. Once that person's in the group, it's up to you to guide them to the first webinar, the replay. Take them to the weekly task number one and write down in your journal that you've given them this information so you could go back and support them with. Did you have any trouble with this task in week one, week two, or whatever? This is where you're going to start masterminding and building your alliances. Key, don't worry about the outcome. Don't even think about the possibility that you might sign them in MLSP or your business opportunity.
All
If
right.
they come in and they're not active, that's on them. It's to get you to practice, to reach out to others.
That's
Okay? It's not to mother, it's to mentor. And the more you repeat these daily, weekly tasks and guide people, that's retention for you. so you don't forget. So you're helping someone else by teaching, and you're retaining the information yourself as you guide. Just always inbox one of us that you've added such and such, and just keep it going, and we'll go over to the group and let them in. Okay? We really, these weeks, we're going to be stepping it up and asking you to take action. It's all for you to grow, and we're all going to grow as a group watching all of this take place.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Lydia. So now
You're
we've
welcome.
got a few minutes left. So you've got the question box there. If you had any questions, anything you wanted to say before we wrapped up, just type it up right now, and we will gladly answer your questions, guys. So if you got any questions, anything you want to say, anything you want to add before we finish this webinar, write it down now, and we will carry on from there. So I'm going to check quickly if there are any questions. No, I've got hi all, hi all, happy Monday. Thank you, Ruth. Happy Monday, everybody. I think it was President's Day for you in the States. So happy President's Day. So far no questions. So I believe that everybody is fine, and I will be posting a how do you say that again? I'm going to post this weekly task inside the Mastermind Fever group, and also reminding you like to like the fan pages, to watch the YouTube videos, so on and so forth. And right there, to finish off quickly, we've got two resources that we are using to run our business. We've got IBO, so IBO Toolbox. I don't know if you heard about that. It's um, it's a free platform where you can advertise your business for free. You can have banner ads. You can have banner ads that you can where you can display your MLSP lead capture pages, for instance. So that's quite good. Still to learn yet how to use it properly, but just for you to know, if there is anybody on the call who is not in MLSP, we've got this link as well right there. Did you want to say?
One thing I could tell y'all about IBO, uh, when I had lost my job and I couldn't pay for a lot of resources, I found IBO. I was so grateful. There's tutorials in there. I love it so much and got so many leads from it that even though I'm back in MLSP and doing other things, paid resources, I'm in IBO every other day. It's amazing, and it's always free. No upsells, no nothing.
Awesome. That's a good thing to know. I mean, the more our content is exposed everywhere, the more eyeballs we've got on our content. So that's a great thing. So again, I'm going to include all this information, inside the Mastermind Fever group, and you will have also access to the recording in a few hours. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you for being here this evening. We've got our next training taking place on Monday, same time, with three great people inside the group who will be doing a quick presentation, and we can't wait to see what they have to share with us. So that being said, have a fantastic evening, and we can't wait to speak to you next week, guys. Lydia?
Oh, I have an announcement. Can someone take my place on Skype from 7 to 9 on March 1st? I'll be traveling. Just in case anyone from the group needs support, if you could just post in the group if you can take my place, and then we can let people know you'll be online at that time. I'd be so grateful. And have a good night, everyone. See you in the group.
Take care, everybody, and goodbye.